Hi again. I've been asked by Jeshua to come to the shore. I have more than ever this sense of I have no idea what he's doing or what he's up to. So I'm just being asked to start. I'll say the prayer, and he has something he wants to share. Indeed, beloved friends, it is a joy to join with you again, even in what you might think of as unsettling times. And we would turn things a bit in our focus at this time, away from what is seen as the crisis, and towards a contemplation that we invite you to. As you have a bit of extra time, many of you, you are thinking, well, how will I use this time? What would be productive use? How might I prevent yet another trip to the refrigerator? Indeed. Beloved friends, we ask you in this time of pause, which is what is like the flip of the coin, the other side of the coin to the crisis, that perhaps you might use this time to rest a bit and relax in your thinking, as you do not have to run around and do so many things. And perhaps even turn the news off for 2 or 3 minutes, or even longer. And bring attention to the breath, and become the observer by bringing attention to the breath going in and out of the body. You might do this for a couple minutes at least before beginning doing what I'm inviting you to do. What I'm inviting you to do is to consider the question, how would I like the world to be? What is it that I would be just as happy not going back to? If I could create the world in the image of my desires as I understand them to be, what would it look like? Perhaps you will find that it is nice to spend a little time with the children, or with the family, or taking care of the house. And without consideration of what you see as all of these external powers and the monies and the peoples and all these things, why not just spend a little time imagining what it might be like if you were in alignment with your deepest desires, and if the world were reflecting that? If money were not an issue, and if the illness were not an issue, the virus, and if all peoples were working in harmony, and you could have what you wanted, what is it that you would want? For we would share that the flow of desire, and again I invite you to think of it like the wave, the surfing wave at the beach. I would invite you to consider your relationship with God, with the Creator, with the universe, with reality, whatever you will call it, with love, because that is the reality, as similar to the relationship between a surfer and the wave. Now, you can choose to be in relationship with that wave any way you like. That is the freedom that God guarantees. But when you wake up fully, this is what many in the spiritual path are saying they want. They want to be enlightened and to wake up fully. But when you wake up fully, it will not be because you have gotten away from desire. Away from attachment, that is something else. But away from desire, for desire is the flow of life, of love, of God. God's desire is manifesting. You live your life, and creation is in such a way as to reveal the presence of that one who is the desire flow. And we invite you to consider the leaves on the tree, and the breeze blowing through, and the ripples in the leaves. You do not see the breeze, but you see the tree in relationship with it, and the beauty of the breeze blowing through the leaves and its ripples. You, in a sense, are the tree, and God is the breeze. And your experience as a tree can be many different things. It can be one that is so stiff that when the breeze comes, a little breeze, the tree blows over. Or it can be a young, flexible tree that bends and plays in the breeze, even as the branches are bent way over. And the great illustration of the presence of the breeze. What is happening in this world is there is a wave of light entering. It is a physical event. There have been what you call openings on your planet energetically. And into these openings has light come, the light of heaven. And it is entering, this has been a specific, what we would call a mechanical event, a series of these things. And it is being created in such a way that there is a little opening to start, and then a bit of a bigger opening, and then a bigger opening, and just recently, we would say at the very beginning of your 2020, a massive unconditional opening of light, of earth, the earth plane, the earth frequency plane, joining with what is actually another aspect of the cosmos. It is being hit by the frequencies of this, we'll use the term central sun. You do not need to read too much into that. But this is all part of a plan that is long and unfolding, and that I have been part of for many thousands of years. And we are all in it together. But now is the time in which the light of heaven, for that is how you would experience these other places in the cosmos if you were to visit them. They would feel like what you talk about when you talk about heaven. The high frequency of love light. Gold and white light. That is entering your world, and it is very much like those of you who know about the precious metals. If you bring the gold and you put it next to another, what is called an inferior metal, it will break it down. That is what is happening as this light enters. It is breaking down anything unlike it. And resistance to the light and the desire to have a defense against the truth of the light entering is manifesting in your world in a variety of ways. When the light was not quite so big, there was just the gradual subtle change in some of the larger structures of your world. Various people coming into power in large organizations that had a different frequency. The current Pope is one of them. There are others. That happened just after the first little opening. And the little opening we will share occurred in Jerusalem in 2011. Then there was another major opening, a series of openings, so this is not happening in only one place, though the origin point of this is Jerusalem, my communication center, you might say, into which the first pebble was dropped. But a plan unfolding in which gradually there was more and more and more of this light coming in from various places, until when you several years ago had what is called your presidential election, there was in the shared consciousness that was resisting this, not really understanding it as light, but as something dangerous and mysterious. Those who were in an orientation that made them see it as dangerous instead of as welcome, felt this pressure and this thing approaching and desired to build a wall against it. And that was the main applause line in your election, was it not? To build a wall. And in your world, it has to be applied to some specific thing. So it was seen as the immigrants. But it is not about the immigrants, and that is not where the fear is coming from. It is coming from the fear of this new light entering. Now, just at the beginning of this year, there has been an unconditional opening in which the father or mother is moving to awaken the child who has dreamed long enough and is on the verge of a great transition. that transition will represent itself as some sort of war. And we have spoken of the virus as being World War III, the relationship with it in which all humanity is having the opportunity to see themselves as unified against a certain thing. But the consciousness will have to decide that that is more preferable. To go within and heal what is within is really the ultimate thing it is being asked. That is more preferable than seeing a villain or enemy outside of you. And already the consciousness is beginning to switch back to that idea. Oh, perhaps China is at fault. Perhaps so-and-so is at fault. Looking for an enemy, maintaining duality in the perspective. But that duality perspective is exactly what is being challenged by the light, which is one. Love is not opposed. Love is not dual. The return of the awareness of love as the only power is what is entering this world. That is the nature of heaven. And those who are determined to stay in duality will have challenge with this and will seek to maintain control and act out in the world. And that is the drama you are in now. It is coming to this world, a new world, after all of this occurs, this birthing, this drama. And you can decide, depending on for yourself, what type of labor pains you will have. And the more who decide to have a gentle, joyful birthing, the more that will affect the whole as well. So I suggest to you, focus on the power of love, because the power of love will create a gentle birthing. So, there is now coming, and it is already pervading the etherics, a profound wave of light. And we ask you, like the surfer, to see this as something you might ride in joy, not to oppose with fear or be in fear to and get crushed into the water. How might you then, step by step, for this is not a situation where you will be given much information about next month or next year or even tomorrow, but being present with what is in front of you. Can you engage it? Not by going into fear about an imagined future. And fear, by the way, is always what is not. It always the effect of the belief, oh, what if reality is not what it is? But, beloved friends, reality is what it is. And so it is true, there is nothing to fear. Not even fear itself. And that is the consciousness that is coming. And you have wanted it for a very long time, and it is coming. So I asked you to invite the question into yourself, if I were to be in this new world of heaven and earth, as one, what would it be like? How would I like to ride the desire flow? For when you come to enlightenment at the end of the game, as it were, and you are awake, the desire flow will not stop. God is not static, and you will understand something, and then everything will be complete, and poof, you are gone, and whatever. No, then you will have learned. Enlightenment is the learning of how to ride the light wave, so that you can ride it with the joy of a master surfer. And since it is light you are learning to ride, it must be through joy and enlightenment and laughter and happiness and dancing. And that is what I ask you to focus on now, the birthing of a new world. What will you make it into? What will your joy be, and how will it be complete? How could you create such a world that every morning you wake up and there is so much joy that you are almost exploding with it? And then you bring that into the world. It is time to begin the consideration of what comes next, no matter how long it takes to get there. This is a process in which the golden light, as it were, is coming in to break down all of the darkness that is unlike it. And the light will win, we promise you. So, as you align yourself with this light and the joy that is true about what is happening, big picture, I leave this question with you. What is it that I would truly desire the world to be. And with that, we complete this sharing. Amen.